Hi you guys, welcome to another video on this YouTube channel all about DIY. This week we were going to go over graduation leis and different ones that I personally think are the cutest to make for your graduate, whether whoever they are. Yeah, so if you're interested in learning about these ones, I just saw this one, paper flowers. Sorry, my mic is also dead, so I'm using this one. Or a money lei. It's got little tassels on the end of it. Give that to your graduate. It's a little shorter than I would like, but you get the idea. If you want to do more, make it longer, you can always just add more dollar bills. This one is about 60. I think that 80 would probably be 80 bills would probably be the best amount to make it like the right length. And lastly, my favorite is this one, another money graduation lei. It feels very Hawaiian, I think probably because of the beads, but yeah, these are the three that we're going to be going over. And lastly, for your graduate, if you are the graduate, I made this as an extra thing just because I thought it was cute. It's a little flower lei, and you can always not put the bunny ears on, but the bunny ears I thought was a really cute idea. Yep. So if you want to put this on your little cap, you can put it right on your cap. So yeah, alright. Enjoy this video. Bye. Hello. So for this first lei, we're going to make some paper flowers. Get some construction paper and choose the color flowers that you want. On your paper, you want to cut out a flower that you'll be taping together as well. So you don't want to do an entire flower or else you won't be able to get the cup shape. I left a little traceable stencil in my description box, so if you want to make this, you can go ahead and follow that. And also look at my other video on how to transfer a picture before embroidering to see how you can follow and copy on how to make the exact flower shape. You're going to trace them out and try to use as much of the paper as possible. At least that's what I'm doing. Sustainability. You're going to want to cut them out. I was using scissors before, but honestly the X-Acto knife just works so much better. Take a sharp edge and you want to curl the paper as if you're curling like a curling ribbon. After curling it, you want to just curl the tips of the flower petals in the opposite direction to give it a sort of bell shape. You're going to do this to all your flowers. And then when you tape it together, you see there's going to be a little ledge that you leave, and that's going to help you to tape it all together to give you the shape of the flower you see right now. And you can always go back and recurl a few because the curl might come out as you're taping it or just messing around with it. My size, the size of the flowers I made wasn't enough to do just one color, so I used 2 pieces of paper and made double the amount of flowers. And again, I'm curling them and curling the tips in the opposite direction so that they become the perfect cute little flower shape that they are. That you can see right there. You're going to get some string, get a needle to poke it through, and pull all the flowers through. What I didn't do, what you can do, is cut little pieces of straw so that the flowers stay apart from each other. Mine worked just because my holes were small enough and my string was rough enough that they didn't move around. For the second method, you're gonna get a dollar bill or any bill and fold it in half to know where the crease is. Then fold the long edge towards the center, fold that in half again, fold it in half and a half again. You just follow what I'm doing. And then you're gonna stick it into the paper so that the folds don't come undone. It makes kind of like a lock. And you'll do this in like a zigzag pattern. And this is to create the tassel. You're gonna wrap it around your fingers and then cut the edges so that the ends are frayed and open. Mine are a little sad and shabby, but you can make yours more full. I should have made it more full. Again, I said it in the intro, but about $80 bills or bills in general will create the nice length, I think. For this third lei, it's also a money lei. You're going to take more bills and have the face toward you and fold it like a fan. I don't know if you guys made those when you were younger. But you're going to fold, and when you fold the first fold from the top, you're going to go towards the bottom or like a 3/4 of the way down United States of America. I'm gonna put that in half and tape the end together so it creates that nice fan shape. Then I took wire about 2 inches in length and I cut the amount of the same number amount as my dollar bills or my bills. I'm going to put it through the hole and I'm going to twist the wires so that it doesn't come undone and it makes it nice and tight. I'm going to twist the wire around and then attach it to the beads. Twist that around, and I ended up taking a metal wire bender and I bent it towards the middle so that there's no pokey things like poking you and scratching you. And you can see I'm doing that for all of them. And you'll just do that for all the way around. This one isn't a lei, but it is for graduates. If you have a cap that you want to decorate, you can make little felt flowers. So I know people do get real flowers and that's beautiful, but you can also make felt flowers and it'll last longer and stay just as pretty. This first flower, you're going to cut little squares. It's so easy. You're going to cut little squares and then just cut a little spiral in the middle. Once you cut the spiral in the middle, starting with the outside part of the spiral, you're going to start just spinning it all the way in. In the middle, you want to do it a little bit tighter, but as you get towards the edge, like as you start spinning further away from the middle, you want to make it a little bit looser so that the petals are a little more further apart. And towards the end, it's really nice because the inside of the spiral just comes together and closes off the end, and it looks like amazing. I think it's really cute. For the second flower, I'm going to take a brown piece of paper, or just the inside, whatever color you want, honestly, and cut little fringes all the way. hot glue gun is my best friend in this, so use that. I was able to make 2 middle parts of the flower. You'll see what it's used for in a second, but you're gonna spin it just like I'm doing. And I like to squeeze the inside so that it opens up a little bit. I want it to fray a little bit, so I also help it with that. For the flower petals, I just did the same shape. You can do all different shapes because I know peonies are really beautiful and they're all different shapes. But I also did different colors because I'm gonna have different color flowers. You're gonna try to use, again, least amount of paper as possible and cut those petals out. I will say though, when you draw with a Sharpie or something, make sure you draw a little bit bigger so that when you cut, you don't cut with the Sharpie so you don't see the color of whatever color Sharpie you're using. And then after you're hot glue gunning the petals on, I pinched a little bit, do you see that? Just so that it gives a little bit more space again. So it's not just all flat against the inside of the flower, but it gives it a little bit of space. When you're doing this, the hot glue gun was really hot, so do be careful, okay? For this next one, it's gonna be similar to the brown one where you're cutting the fringes, but you fold it first, hot glue gun that together, and then twist that around, and it's gonna be a little thicker. And again, I gave it a little bit of space. For this 5th flower, I had leftover petals, so I just decided to make a flower out of those. And again, I did the same pinching technique so that I give the petals a little bit of room in between. And that's my 1, 2, 6 flowers. If you find a headband around the place, this was really nice to do because I like the headband alone, but also I wanted to create this look. And so you want to lay out the flowers in kind of like the location that you want them to be at. I cut out green little petals also because what is... you can do flowers without petals, but... or petals, I mean leaves. And it just fills in the spaces really. And I saw these bunny ears and I thought that was just so cute, so I added them. You don't have to. In fact, probably most people might not want to, but it is so cute. I couldn't help it. I took wire, like a wire frame. I thought I was gonna bend it and stuff, but I kind of liked it just straight. And I gave it a little bit more thick or stability by hot glue gunning that last little bit so that my ears stuck up. Alright, well that was it. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I hope your graduate likes all of these graduation leis as much as I do. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, so like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week where we will be going over a new series about letter making or all things related to letters. So like stamps is what we're going to be going over next week, and I see you guys then. Okay.